a cigarette out on my face. So beautiful. Please, woman, don't break your back for me here. I'll put you out of your misery. Tell me that it's all okay. I've been waiting on this all damn day here. Call me in the morning, tell me how last night went. I'm here, but don't count on me to stay a little longer. You convince me, tell me all the things that you have against me. Every time we make up, the truth is fading. Everybody's blind when the views are making. Damn, who are we right now? Can we have a little conversation? Figure it out, ain't no intoxication. We carry on, what is our motivation? You prove me wrong, how the hell we gonna make it? Maybe we're used to this. Tell me what are we to do? It's like we only play to lose. Chasing pain with an excuse. A lot of shit inside of you. But don't break your back for me here. I'll put you out of your misery. Tell me that it's all okay. I've been waiting on this all damn day here. Call me in the morning, tell me how last night went. I'm here, but don't count on me to tell me that it's all okay. I've been waiting on this all damn day here. Call me in the morning, tell me how last night went. I'm here, but don't count on me to stay.
Very good. Love it. Awesome. Love it.
Thank you, guys.
Now, talk about your team, your support team behind you.
All right, so Sal and I go way back. We started working on music before we even signed paperwork. That's how it is with Sal and I. It's just been good flow, trust. Gene,
You're like Frankie
is
Valli
a freaking
and
legend. Like Frankie.
yeah, I mean him and his partner. All they did have a handshake for years and years.
Yeah, Sal for the first year.
Yeah.
Nothing. We
Really? And he did manage.
already took
Right.
Easy. Great.
Awesome.
Ideal. I couldn't imagine working with some. Honestly, I'm not even just saying that because I'm here. Like, I really can't imagine getting to where I am now without having the team that I've had. Because I can be some kid playing guitar. You're not going to pay attention because I'm
Right.
just some kid with a guitar.
Right.
You've seen that a million times.
Right.
So, to have these guys backing me, I'm very grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely grateful.
How'd you meet Sal?
Sal, all right, so my mom's Sicilian.
Okay.
And he lives in Ridgewood. My mom was raised in Ridgewood.
Okay.
He went to Grover Cleveland High School.
Okay.
I actually eventually went to Grover Cleveland. I only did 1 year there.
All right.
My whole family went there. Just it turns out mutual connections kind of brought his interest with my goals. And, well, same thing.
Uh-huh.
And we just kind of like clicked.
So when I first heard about Alex, right,
Okay.
I was in Sicily on vacation.
Oh, all right.
And I ran into Alex's cousin, which is a friend of mine from the neighborhood. And I was like, holy cow, like, what are you doing here, like, on the other side of the world? So we kind of, like, clicked. And he knew that I worked with music and hip-hop for, like, the last 15 years. So he's like, oh, you got to check out my cousin, you got to check out my cousin. I'm like, I was taking a little break from music because it got to me,
Yeah.
And I was like, it took me 8 months before I said, all right, bring this cousin of yours. And when I heard him, I heard something special. And I started calling people. I was like, listen to this. What do you think about this? Before we put money into this, what do you think about this? They were like, Sal, go all the way with this kid. Don't worry about the dollar bill. It'll come back. And I started working with Alex for a year in a professional studios costing a lot of money before we even did any paperwork because I wanted to show him that I'm real and I'm not just doing this for the money. You know? So we built a bond right there. Like, we became brothers. Well, I look at him more like my son because I'm a lot older than him, so.
I am half Italian too,
So, and that's how it really started, and he was just, when I experienced Alex, it was something special, and I think anybody who experiences him understands what he's about. Like, he's a special person, and he's talented all around. He don't just sing, he writes, he produces, he engineers. Like Alex is
And
7,
now
8
he's
people.
acting.
Now he's acting.
Right.
What's next, Ray?
That's right.
I don't know.
What's next?
How much you gonna put on my plate, Ray? I'm hungry.
What's next?
That's right.
So we're here tonight, and then I had after a year like that working with Alex and getting the music ready, that's when I reached out to Gene, which is me and Gene go back about 10 years. When I was doing hip hop, he would support my movement, I would support his movement.
But let me stop you right there. Gene, I know from the years where he was doing work with the Rolling Stones and with Aerosmith,
yes.
and everybody else. So how, in essence, were you able to land a guy like this, to take interest in a young guy like this?
How do I meet Gene?
I don't care
How'd you
about
get him
how
on board?
you
How'd you get him on board?
Yeah.
How do I get who on board?
Gene to be interested in a known name,
'Cause
say at that time.
Right, an upcoming. Well, I know Gene is about talent. And I just brought it to Gene because I figured he's worked with this kind of music before. I'm more of the hip hop guy. I worked with like hardcore rap and stuff like this. This was something. Alex was something brand new to me too. So I kind of thought about who could I reach out to, and Gene just popped into my mind one night. We were at the studio, me and Alex, and I was like, "Bing, Gene!" I was like, "I gotta call Gene."
Yeah,
I haven't spoke to Gene in 10 years, and I just reached out to him. I was like, "Gene, I got this situation with this kid. I would like you to check him out." And Gene, was going through some hard times. It was just great timing. It was just a perfect time, and I got Gene on board. I got lucky.
So Gene, what do you see in this kid?
Well, it's funny. The hard times he was talking about is I had just lost my dad at the time, which you knew my dad quite well. He worshipped you, and vice versa, war veteran. And what struck me about Alex was, well, first off, we're around talented people all the time. You've been around talented athletes all your life, one better than the other. I've been around with all kinds of talented people, and it's quite intimidating. It's almost math. Who makes it, who doesn't? You just have to be truly special. We throw that word around all the time, but it's just timing. And what struck me about Alex was two things. One, his story, but really how he carried himself, his intellect. He basically speaks like a professor. Not that one needs to speak like a professor, but he does. He's highly educated and carries himself well with a sense of humor, charm, amazing personality, and that's really what struck me about him. Then, before we even get to the talent, was his story, and I'll just touch on it without getting too detailed because I don't want to supply anything that maybe Alex.
Well, plus, we have to go to commercial break soon, Gene.
Okay. Alex's story is, again, Sicilian mom, African-American dad, and he was basically forced to play music in the California train systems from the age of 3 years old until he was 15 with his brothers. They were literally children, and they were forced to play music for money. And over the years, just recently, Sal had showed me footage that people had taken of Alex when he was 3, 5, 7, 15, playing music, playing Beatles songs, no less. And then at 15, he had enough and he ran away. He wound up getting a scholarship to college, wound up on Wall Street, wound up in the financial business, met Sal, decided to do music. They called me, and it's pretty much a work in progress. So, tremendous amount of talent. We're still in the stage of putting songs together. They have to be great songs.
Yeah, you know why he's going to have trouble in his career? Okay, and I say this as a friend. You'll never find acoustics like you do in the subways.
Sport words so true. Seriously.
Okay.
Those trains, those little boxes, man.
All the concerts will have to be in the subway.
No, yeah.
And, that's what.
That's when we're gonna record the next album.
On the shuttle train today.
And Steve, it looks like
24,
Ray's going to wear
just turned
another
24.
hat. He makes movies. He makes books. He's got radio shows. He's got
some
TV
great
shows.
impersonations.
He's going to be taking up agent occupation now for Dwight Gooden. He's become his
Yeah, I
agent
see
now.
that. Yeah, I see
I
that.
did the agent thing already, and I will never do it again. That's just my buddy that's going to be on the show, just like you guys, especially that guy right there.
Thank you, Ray. You're my
Because I see what you guys see.
Right.
Okay, number one,
No
when
doubt.
you called me about this kid, if Gene says someone is talented,
Right.
someone is talented,
Right.
and that's it. And I was so right. You had me at hello, okay? And so, in essence, when I saw him perform, I was mesmerized. And in essence, we're working to make the play. You know, there's some rearrangements going on right now. I don't think I've even spoke to you about that. But you know, he's gonna play this truly beloved figure. I'm not even gonna mention the name.
No, we won't.
I'm not even going to mention the name. I'm not going to mention the
You
name.
don't have to say it 4 times.
The guy,
right?
the guy in Miami. Okay, but he will play that part, and it's going to be incredible.
And he's going to come back at the end of the show, play one more song, but also from the subway system. Diva Nation came from there, and we found them. And
They've been here already, bro.
Yeah,
we're
but
talking
they
about
came
this
from
guy.
the subway.
Okay,
We're talking about great musicians
well,
from the subway.
tell Diva Nation and go get a token or something.
All right.
Right?
Steve, real quick before you go to commercial break, interesting with Ray is, you know, when he refers to someone else with accolades, like when Gene says this or Gene says that, his friends, it's so intimidating to be, I'm very close with Ray for a long time, but it could be intimidating because Ray will play a game with me sometimes, will just hand me his phone. And on the other end of his phone, you don't know
who
what
it
it's
is.
going to be.
Yeah, right,
It's
right.
been Roy White, it's been Bucky Dent, it's been Gear, it's been Frankie Valli, it's been Tony Orlando, on and on and on. You don't know, it's going to be Hank Steinbrenner.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't have to talk to anybody anymore, all right?
The thing is, when he talks
Get him
about...
off the set.
He does that. He does it all the time. He talks to my producer for the play. He puts me. I have no idea who it is.
Yeah, so you know.
I know like that.
So when he talks about
Another wise
musical,
guy.
musical
Wise guy.
talent,
What's he-
it's intimidating as his friend because
Right.
I know who his friends are,
Yeah.
and we have a lot of work to do
Yep.
to get into the good graces of his world.
But the thing about it is, yeah, you're correct. But
So
Let's get that straight.
you're correct.
All right, one
But
time.
no, but let me just say this. A part of the reason why I do that is because I like to humble these so-called celebrities. I want them to understand that me and my friends are just regular people, and that's what you are too. You're talented, you're wonderful, I adore you, but we are regular people, and we all go to the same place.
Steve, real quick, one last thing on Ray.
Here we go.
To go to commercial break.
We're not going to take
I
a
think
break.
never
Bad
go to
Boy-
commercial.
I think Bad Boy
just play
needs,
songs.
I think Bad Boy needs to be extended, or as Dwight says, there needs to be a full length movie on his career,
Yeah.
or a Bad Boy.
Right.
Maybe you could push past the 80s because there's not much going on then,
Right.
but with the 90s. But you could finish this saga of
Right.
Ray out when he lost his parents. We lost our parents at the same time, and when
No,
he
we're
lo-
going to do the part when I was a porn star.
when he lost his mother. Well, that was not all
That's
that
the
long
80s.
ago.
Everybody asks what
Um,
happened in the 80s.
Oh, that's why you
No
were at
way.
the stadium.
Yeah, I was doing.
You were never at the
I
stadium.
was doing pornographic films with Steve. Right there.
That was called the Stephen Ray Show, right?
The Steve and some guy show. Okay. Anyway, we got to get on to the
what-
next
We got
segment.
Yeah, we got
What a time to bring up your porn career. So real quickly, when Ray's mother died, Frankie Valli, which is a dear friend of his,
Right.
they were doing a show at the Garden, the actual Four Seasons, not Jersey Boys,
Right.
the Four Seasons. And for their encore, and I don't know if anybody knows this story, but they need to, Frankie Valli takes out this enlarged photograph of his mother and puts it at center stage and sings an encore.
Wow.
So I say, how many people you know or that we know in
Right.
the celeb get that treatment? There's only
No.
one guy.
Right.
His name is Ray.
Right.
I will say this: when Frankie started to sing, and my mind is messed up right now by you bringing this stuff up, but when he started to sing to my mother, per se, by the fourth word, I was crying so hysterically. I had to leave. I left the theater, didn't see the rest of it. I had to leave as fast as I can. I got on a subway, and I don't even remember where I went. But anyway, thank you, Frankie Valli, and thank you, Gene. And
Thank you.
we got to get on to the baseball.
We're going to take a
part.
break, and we'll have sports writer Bob Klappisch on the line with our roundtable State Farm guys in studio. Stay with us.
Thank you.